Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it and back at it. This is The Local Show. Happy summer to you. We're in the thick of it, right? Yeah, we're just a week away from the dog days of summer, right?
Remember being a kid in the summer? It was really hot.
Yes.
You just like hang out with your friends.
And you didn't have to do anything.
And you didn't have a phone.
No responsibility.
So no one, you didn't have a phone, so no one could find you, and that was okay. You'd come back eventually because you were hungry.
You know what I liked, since I was in the valley and by Green Hills, up in the woods.
Can't help yourself. You had to say that.
I have to mention it. So we would go up in the woods, and it was really cool in the woods. So, 11, 12, 13 years old. And we go and we pick blackberries because there's tons of blackberry bushes, mulberry trees, and we'd eat fruit all day.
Well, we used to go out there. The apple trees were like sour, wild apples. But it's like, let's try it. They're like awful. But there was the old Wildwood Golf Course where Chick-fil-A and Home Depot and Walmart. So those were like running swamps. So the golf course, and then we go same.
And back then, did you have killer mosquitoes? Was there Triple E and West Nile?
You'd come in and you have a bunch on you, like, oh yeah, they hurt.
Right.
And everybody's like, okay, they'll be gone
a bunch of crap.
Tomorrow. So hey, I just want to throw a quick word in for
yes, go ahead.
For Spaghetti Warehouse.
Yes.
Back open, renovated. Mm-hmm. You walk in and you'll still have that classic feel and everything. But
because the trolley's still there.
The trolleys, the carpets are new. They give it a big refresh.
Sure.
And it's a fun place. What I didn't realize until recently, Syracuse's largest restaurant. So you got a big group, you got a team, you got something, you got a retirement party. It's all there. Mm-hmm. But enjoy over there at Spaghetti Roast, Tom.
Excellent. All right. It's our pleasure to bring on Erin Hull right now. She is Onondaga grown and owner of Lucky 13 all natural Angus beef. How are you, Erin?
I am fantastic. How are you guys this morning?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show with us and telling us a little bit about your business. Why don't you give us your personal background and how you got into Lucky 13 and what it's all about?
Yeah, so you joke, Onondaga grown. I am Onondaga grown. I'm a fourth-generation farmer in Onondaga County.
Gotcha.
Grew up on a dairy farm, registered Jersey cows, learned at a young age that I really didn't want to be a farmer. Tried really hard. I saw my parents and grandparents work way too hard. I like to ski a lot and go on vacation. So tried to get as far away from the farm as possible. And then my boyfriend, now husband, decided that he wanted to raise beef cows because he couldn't buy a decent hamburger anywhere.
Right.
Sucked me back in, and we started with 13 cows. That's why Lucky 13. My maiden name is Luxinger, so the Lucky 13.
Oh, you're a Luxinger.
You took my next question.
Yeah. Well, so what side of town did you grow up on?
I grew up in southern Onondaga County, so my grandfather was the youngest of all the Luxingers, so Silver Spring is the home farm.
Yeah.
So they stayed there, and my grandfather moved to Fabius or Apulia.
Okay.
So that's where I grew up. But we all had Jersey cows, because that's what you have to have with that last name.
So where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Tully, and my kids now go to Fabius.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So
did anybody in your family go to West Hill? Was there any Luxingers in West Hill?
No, they were all OCS.
OCS, okay, gotcha. That was it. All right. I didn't know if you knew my wife.
So I was not being a farmer. I thought Jersey cows were New Jersey cows.
No. So Jersey cows.
They're New Jersey cows.
Jersey cows are those cute little brown cows that produce really high fat milk, where a Holstein is a bigger framed animal, produces less fat, eats more. I'm very partial. I joke that I'm a cow racist. I like brown cows. So I started with Jerseys, and now I have Red Angus.
So hang on. So milk is different.
Milk is absolutely milk is different.
So the black spotted cow and the brown. I did know they were brown spotted. I did know that part.
Yes.
So the milk I drink out of milk, is that one of them, or is one of them more cheese or more something else?
So what they do is usually combine the milk, and Jersey milk is higher in butter fat across the board. So sometimes that'll be used for butter and cheeses, or if it's combined, what they'll do is actually suck the fat off and make it a cohesive product so that the fat in a whole milk is always the same.
Okay, so do you still have 13, or have you upped?
No, I have more than 13 cows now. Started with Herefords. I'm not a real big fan of the Hereford cow just for personal reasons. Okay. Decided to transfer over to Red Angus. So now we have a herd of all Red Angus and 3 American British White Parks, which are funny little white cows that are my daughter's show cows. Okay. So they stick out. So
you still do milking?
No, we do not.
No
all beef.
So you're all
beef. Yep.
Now, is that how do you explain that to a kid?
Well, I do a lot of tours with kids, and I just explain that our cows live a really happy life out on pasture, and they have one bad day. Right. And that just is the last day. And I'm a big believer that kids should understand the process of where their food comes from. Even kindergarten, first graders, if you're eating food, you really should know the process. And it's not, it doesn't have to be awful.
We were at Old McDonald's farm up in Henderson, up that way, a bunch of years ago, and they're giving a tour, and they're like, and here's the calves. The females, they go and they give milk, and then the males, they go to another place. That's what they said. And we're like,
as a kid, the bull calves were just shipped down the road. I didn't know what down the road meant, but now I do.
Yes.
Got off the river.
Who do you sell your beef to?
So we are a direct marketer. So I sell quarters and halves, so bulk meat, or I even do like a 16th of a cow.
So Steve and I can get meat from
absolutely.
You.
I always tell people just contact me. I have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and that's the best way.
So tell us what those are while you're here.
Facebook is Lucky 13 Beef.
Okay.
So if you just do facebook.com/Lucky 13 Beef, you'll find me. It's a public page, so even if you don't have Facebook, and Instagram is also at Lucky 13.
Okay. Is there a website or not a website?
No website.
Okay.
No,
so just go to
I'm not that technologically advanced.
Okay.
So does this mean that your beef is organic?
We are not organic. So organic comes with a specific standard, but we are all natural. So we have really not many inputs. We're grass fed. Mm-hmm. Cows get a little bit of grain. That's just so I can rattle a bucket if they get out and they come running.
Right.
And if they need antibiotics, I do have the ability to provide antibiotics where organic does not have that.
Right. I get you.
So the difference being, is there any difference in taste? Is there any difference in those things?
A lot of people will say grass finished versus corn finished. Big difference in taste, but I don't raise lean beef. I raise fat beef because I think fat is what tastes good. So a lot of it is genetics, and you would be hard pressed to taste the difference between the beef that I'm producing as grass fed versus corn finished that you would buy.
Does that bother you that people don't know how to cook beef? Does that make you crazy?
Yeah. So I'm a big a ribeye needs to be cooked medium rare or less.
Yeah.
But somebody gave me the lesson that said, as long as people are eating beef, you shouldn't care.
Right. Yeah.
Right, but you care about the excellence of the delivery, right?
Right. But to me, a perfect steak is medium rare, but some people are grossed out by that. So I have learned as I've aged that if that's not what you like, then just cook it to how you like it. Just don't cook it for me.
Gotcha. I'm going to definitely get some meat.
Tom's excited, I can tell.
Really quickly, though, how has New York State made it difficult for you to do business?
There's a lot of regulations on how I can sell, where I can sell, and there's a really lack of processors. So right now I'm hauling 60 miles to have my beef processed one way.
Wow.
So with a truck and trailer, that's a lot.
Yeah. Do you see things going back, getting better at all?
Nah, it's tough to say. I mean, and COVID made people more aware of where their food came from.
Sure.
So that helped my customer base. But overall, I've got awesome customers that always come back for more.
We might have just got a couple more.
Yeah,
Tom and I look at each other.
Come on down, my hamburger. Like I said, it started over a hamburger. So.
I should ask you really quickly, during on Farm Fest, will you have people come by the farm?
No, we used to be a tour on the farm. We are no longer a tour.
Because you got just like the Hudson people with the bio stuff.
Yes. Biosecurity.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's great. Hey, Erin, thank you so much, and thank you for all the hard work you do and your family does.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. All right, coming up next, Steve, John Kupperman, owner of Smith Restaurant Supply, right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.